You probably always wear long sleeve when you wear your heart on your shoulder. I got Virgo tendencies. Cross me once and it's over. Sipping hitting like a remedy. My heart on my shoulder. I got Virgo tendencies.
I'm trying to let the people know. But you know what? Like, if they're not here like you happy people, even though that might be a R. Kelly name, then it shouldn't matter. Okay, I get it. Right. And on. Welcome to the big shit, baby. I'm your host, Ricky, and this is the latest edition of What Y'all Know About T. What y'all know about T. What y'all know about T. What y'all know. I'm not going to say I've been blown away by the things that's been going on, but certain things make me just want to shift it. Not throw the damn thing off, but shift. It's a little shift. Just a little shift. Our Kind of People came on Fox, and we were trying to figure out if it was Our Kind of People and if we wanted to be watching it. And we have been tuned in for 2 episodes, let's just say that so far. And we want to support Black-owned businesses and Black new shows. And even though Lee Daniels, who had his dick all up in 50 Cent and things, was the reason that Power, I'm sorry, yeah, get your facts together, Ricky, even though they never right, was the reason that Empire and Star went off the air single-handedly. He did something behind the scenes, and both of his shows got snatched. Now he's trying to work his way back in the background, behind the scenes, and not really pushing things the way he used to be all up in the frame. Our Kind of People star Miss Yaya, who did not become America's Next Top Model because she was, denied over that licking bottoms to stay on top, Eva Marcille. Yes, you may have heard of her, you may haven't. But yes, we know Yaya. Yaya is the star of this. I was calling it Yaya Chestnuts for some reason because she was staying on Moore's Chestnuts. And thought I had a picture of the cast, but it's a somewhat all-star cast, if that's what you want to call it. They have people like Miss Debbie Morgan, who played Toni Braxton's mother, Evelyn Braxton. And we all know Debbie Morgan from Love and Basketball. That's where I remember her from. We know Nadine Ellis from Let's Stay Together on BET, that show that flopped. We know Raven Goodwin, because she was just in the Clark Sisters biopic, and she's always all over the place and things that she's not needed in. But it's, sometimes it's good. They got lukewarm ratings. 1.6 million people viewed it, and I'm like, okay, that's okay. But this is Fox. We talking about we talking big numbers. We're not just talking about VH1 and MTV and things, or even BET for that matter. So maybe our kind of people should have premiere on BET, because from the looks of things, that Black All-Star cast curse is coming into effect. And it's something that happens to real serious Black shows with All-Star casts. They don't last long. They get too caught up into the who's going to be first on the call sheet, who's going to be the next bigger star, and not the content, and not the stories, and not the arc of the characters. And I don't want to see anything that's one-dimensional. I don't believe Yaya and her daughter's relationship is like friends. If you want to just get into it and drag it, I'm still trying to figure out Yaya's acting. I think she portrayed Whitney, but we're going to get into Whitney's biopics later. But Miss Yaya, you will not be in the running to become America's Next Top Model, and this show will not be in the running to becoming a topic of my concern. But somebody who were a topic of my concern this past week or so, and y'all know what I'm talking about. And then you don't know, now you know. Kelly Price. Child. They said Kelly Price went missing. How does Kelly Price just go missing? I gotta stop pause for this. We have a blog, shameless plug, Wikipedia, that blog spot. It's where you can find all the tea. You should have never called me a fat ass Kelly Price. I got a reason. I think I got a reason why she left and went missing. But just hit me up. Thank you for all y'all who read my blog and all of those who continue to support the doll house of mess and shade. Kelly. Who in the hell done lost Kelly Price? I wish I would have known, because I was just blasting her version of True Colors with chain smoking Faith Evans and Big Lip Fantasia. We love Jolly Rice. We grew up trying to hit the note she smashed to the smithereens while she laid up with that lady's husband. As she lay. We didn't know how she got away with that shit. We don't understand how she got away with grouping the children and putting the media and her fans on an unnecessary tailspin of what had happened. Kelly girl, what is going on? And why did the people say you was in a body bag or shaped like one? Who the hell is reporting these stories without fact checking? You know, we don't really fact checking this group. Nobody knew what Kelly was or haven't heard from her since her July 29th COVID diagnosis. She was to have been rehabilitating with her husband, even though we didn't even know she was married. Her family said they hadn't spoke to her despite her lawyer releasing a statement on her behalf before we even heard from the powerhouse vocalist. Our hearts really sank. And we didn't want anything bad to happen to the R&B diva, even though she cussed everybody out on that show and act like a rabid dog with an itch once the camera started rolling. Reports from all over said Kelly Price was a bitch to work with. And you can blame it on a label that told her to lose weight every time she presented them an album. But at some point, Kelly has to take responsibility for how she treats everyone around her. Kelly took to TMZ to say, I died, hashtag. Said she died and they lost her, and she woke up days later in a surprising and unbelievable twist of events. Whoever buying that bullshit wasting their money. I don't trust this story. I don't trust Kelly's partner, who was allegedly keeping her away from her family. After a 24-year marriage, I'm surprised to see Kelly claim a man so fast and move him into her heartbreak hotel. Where she been all along. Y'all was like, where's Kelly? Where's Kelly? She's at the Heartbreak Hotel, baby. She been telling y'all. In March 2021, she admitted in a magazine article that she was engaged. And now in September, she is calling this man, and she has been dating through COVID, her husband. That COVID leaked into the brain, but I digress. And Kelly needs some rest. Kelly says she's going back into silence. And we found that hard to believe considering the way she screams and tears the house down with those runs. So crisp, in the same way as when she cracked the can open in the 90s. She says she was never missing, and all this hysteria is fabricated. Something in the buttermilk ain't clean. And I'm not talking about them linty ass wigs on TV throwing on. Y'all, I wasn't right. But y'all shouldn't have never called her a fat ass Kelly Price. I would have went missing too. That's all I'm going to say. And speaking of people who look pregnant, Rihanna name came up for some reason this week. They're like singer Rihanna. I'm like former singer Rihanna. If you want to spit it right. Said she was pregnant or fat. They didn't know. They didn't really understand seeing her on the red carpet. She says one day she'll have 3 or 4 kids. But at this point, by dating A$AP rocking the cradle, that childlike figure, he wasn't man enough for Ray. And he ain't the one that's going to give her those babies. There has been a lot of claims coming out about your girl. And I know a lot of Rihanna fans always talking about leave Rihanna alone, don't come for Rihanna. But there has been a porn star by the name of Harley Dean. They came out with some recent claims that fuck Rihanna, what she said in her live with NBA YoungBoy. That was actually old and resurfaced. Saying how Rihanna banned her from a diamond ball, same way she did Cardi B before, same way she did Nicki Minaj before. Rihanna does that to the girls, get them all riled up. And she said that Rihanna gave her boss herpes or chlamydia. I'm sorry, I think it was chlamydia. It's not funny because Rihanna needs to stop, and so does this girl. Because at her porn star rate, we know what she's out here giving. Her gats, baby, and then some. Miss Porn Star, this is $1 billion industry you coming for. Rihanna's the type that you do. You get your penicillin. Shout out to Queen Wendy. We don't believe these claims. If it is true, she's talking about Jay-Z, but we covered that a long time ago. We know that Rihanna was put in this industry at the age of 16. We know they groomed her. We know there will be stories about how Rihanna would talk about how record executives came onto her when she was young, pressured her to do this and that. And we know she overcame these things through resiliency, and she come a long way from being a Barbadian hood rat, running barefoot with a head full of looking like Cynthia from the Rugrats, singing Mariah Carey. And when Jay-Z scooped her up, I don't think she ever got off that dick. Speaking of underage relationships, R. Smelly has finally been convicted guilty. Ring the damn gavel. Okay, 1 case under the damn books. But I tell you what, I'm not really trying to keep it up. This is not like an R. Kelly update. I'm not about to keep it on keeping up with this. Because it's quite sickening, if you ask me. Like, we've been had new. All this dumbass shit that keep coming out. 14 accounts. He needs to do 14 years per account. Like, I don't understand what's the hold up. This little thought, Azriel Clary. And now I'm not one of those people who go out to blame the victim. She's a thought because she is. Like, all these girls who come out are not hoes. R. Kelly is a monster. He is 100% guilty for all what he did. He's nasty as hell. But let's get into it. Asriel is just a hoe because she just looked like a thought. And she has been on Gayle King saying how she was under the Stockholm syndrome. Basically, she was lying for him and she was manipulated by him. If you don't know what the Stockholm syndrome is, it's when you develop an emotional attachment to your abuser, and through their manipulation and their abuse of you, you still see the positivity in them. And if that makes any sense. And that's what the girl Jocelyn Savage is still under, and she'll have her time. She'll have her time to come around. And like I always said, like I just said, when the girls get ready, Rihanna, we always bring it home to let you stand under their umbrella and release the tea and release the shade and release the wiggle. You'll really get the full scoop of what happened to the girls, but on their time. And that's why I'm not just calling Asriel a thought, because I'm like, now you got coming out. No, I'm saying we've been new, and you they've been out here eating shit and drinking piss, and I'm not blaming them. I'm still saying he made them do it, but they also did it. So it's like, okay, girl, we're gonna continue to know how dumb some of you are, and some of you will continue to be when it comes to getting hog-tied by a man, Drea Kelly. And when it comes to still supporting his music, like, we're going to talk about it because there has been an article, I'm about to pull it right on up, on Yahoo Finance, that said R. Kelly is still popular on Spotify. And despite any verdict, his music has been spiking since the Surviving R. Kelly documentary, which on Lifetime we know spans 16.9 million viewers, more than what they ever thought they would get for what they've been be given. Let's just be honest. But they definitely gave it to the girls. Spotify said that after that Surviving documentary, child, his music peaked. Fucking peaked. And it's still going up. People still listening to it. You can't tell me really what to listen to. But we got to take a minute to think about I'm a Flirt and who he's flirting with at the McDonald's, because it always got something to do with the McDonald's. We got to take a minute to think about Ignition, and if the car he's sticking the ignition in is even ready to be out on the lot. We got to take a minute. I Believe I Could Fly, and like, you can't even read. We got to realize who some of these artists are, because we do give it a lot of passes. And I know for a fact, because music has never been about who the artist is, barely, other than the greats, or what they're saying, mostly with all this bullshit that they're coming out of the assholes that they call mouths of the artists nowadays. Music has always been about what it makes you feel, baby. And that's the reason why his music can still be played, because people are reliving moments and recapturing essences. And you can't really do that without certain people. But you don't need him. Like, he's going to be singing canaries to that ass. He can't recognize his asshole from a hole in the ground. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Like I said, are smelly because it stinks in here. And I'm going to get out and talk about something funny and uplifting. The Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, y'all know how to do it. I'm going to tell you that. We're going to talk about shading and knowing how to shade. And Karen Grandam, check. Candace, check. Ashley, you just with your man for a check. I'm living for these girls. Like, I really am. The Butch Robin, she say whatever Giselle says. She's her Giselle's shadow. Queen Wendy. Yes, I love a Black queen who really is about her shit and will get you together eloquently. And she doesn't have to raise her fist, and she doesn't even have to raise her voice. But what she will get is raise awareness, bitch. And you will know what's going on when she has to say what she said. Great question. When she said that shit, I was like, okay, Wendy. Okay, Wendy, she would get bitches like this together. Tacky Giselle. Giselle is so tacky, baby. I can't wait till she just get reds to shreds like she always does at the reunions, and she be as mute as the boots she be wearing. And then you got Miss Mia, who's gorgeous, by the way, but she's new and she's still finding her way, and she needs to tread lightly, bitch. Tread lightly while she going up to people's mothers, asking them how old they are and if their husband's getting paid. Girl, while your husband is fucking masturbating and gyrating in front of other men, basically letting him know that y'all do open relationship and swinging and shit like that. If y'all like to get y'all clit done because he work it out because he has an enormous elephantitis inside his dick, Mia, and you let him tell you to shut the fuck up because of that dick in that bank account, keep it to yourself. We shouldn't have to be subdued to that kind of monstrosity. And I'm Team Candace when it comes to that type of shit. And your mother's your mother's low budget. Watch your mouth. Yes, bitch. Get it on the shirt, Candace. What Candace can't do is sing, but what she can do is read. And I'm gonna keep bouncing back and forth with these girls because they all got qualities that I like in each other. Giselle versus Wendy. What you will not do is disrespect me and my husband or my marriage when you don't have a husband or a marriage to talk about. It's that simple. Like, we're presenting facts and causing a fact, baby. You talk about me, you're gonna get done up. And she never had to bring it to you till y'all had to talk about her titties and her ass and stuff. And like, why y'all also because y'all be fucking and y'all concerned about y'all titties and ass and stuff. Calling it reasonably shady. I call it raising in the sun. I could talk about these hoes all day because it's funny. And I just really do live for Karen. I don't like Ashley. I think the show can do without her, and we have gotten all we can get out of this one. And I think it's a great thing her husband has decided not to film anymore. I think he's a liability and like, who you doing, husband? This show has given me so much to talk about. I forgot this one came on. The Real Housewives of Atlanta talks about major cast shakeups and updates. We are mourning the loss of Greg Leakes, Cynthia Bailey, and Portia Williams when it comes to the Housewives of Atlanta, child. Because Cynthia said she will not be returning after she came season 3, the same year Phaedra came on as this, thinking she was on Tyra Banks' level when she was exiting Nene for friend contracts, being financially and mentally and emotionally abused by Peter, still having a thing for Leon, even though he didn't want her, having a daughter who's a lesbian. We saw Cynthia not, make any modeling contracts come true. We've seen Cynthia have pageant after pageant at Walmart. We've seen Cynthia now have a backbone. We've seen Cynthia ride Nene's dick till the skin came off. We've seen it. Come on, grown woman. We've seen it because your spirit wasn't exactly glowing either. And now we say rest in peace. Portia! Ciao. I almost shed a tear out of that one. After being demoted for dragging a slut from the 90s, Portia is throwing up her freakum dress, child. And not just this one. Portia is turning in all her bags for a one-eyed African in a trip to Ghana. She's a Ghana because if Portia quit her job for this spinoff, one-off, then she's dumber than she looked. Portia has got this new thing going on with her assignment and Raging Little PJ Mask. And she too good for the housewife. She'll be back because they always do. Like they said, Sheree will be making her return. And what will she be giving? We just have to wait till, her man gets off of house arrest to see. They're begging for the queen to come back because they said they're finally giving Marlo a peach. At this point, The shit is cobbler. But I guess she gonna still eat because mama always does. Come through Muncie. Muncie. And that Drew girl is supposed to be coming back, but who gives a fuck? Like I said, Potomac is where it's been. And it's where my TV is going to stay on. I don't know if I'll watch this next season if it is actually coming on. But what you need to stay watching is this recap. Because bitches that don't run their mouth, all kind of people. And blood thicker down south. P-Valley, where's the sequel? You know ain't shit in the world right when they done up and lost Kelly Price. All Whitney ever wanted was some powder lines, but Kelly ordered 5 burgers and 6 apple pies. Rihanna, is this heartbreak? Because you know them hoes tell. We didn't see your nigga sucking Odell. Oh well. This ride or die about to be derailed. I don't see nothing wrong with a little jail and time. R. Kelly, Kelly Price, Kelly Rowland better be fine. Bye, Atlanta Housewives. Let the door hit you with a good Lord split you. Right up your ass. Ever since Nene Leakes left, y'all ass been grass. Phaedra ain't won no case, but y'all can't stay out of one. Real Housewives of Potomac. For y'all money, they gave y'all a run. Wendy back on that shit. I ain't talking toilet bowl. Mary J need to run and slay the Super Bowl. Selling fish plates on the side, Keisha Cole. Making pretty girls get surgery was never the goal. That's never what it was supposed to be about. But you know, the pressure. And speaking of pressure, I'm going to have to apply just a little bit. Mac has announced a new partnership with Whitney Houston. My thought is they saw how successful it was to do it with Aaliyah, but Aaliyah was a makeup goddess before her time, someone who was impeccable. When I think about makeup, I don't think about Whitney Houston. I just said all she ever wanted was a powder line, not powder foundation, baby. What are you talking about? Look what y'all did to me. Look what y'all continue to do to me every time. And it's never the queen, because Whitney, I will always love you. I look to you. When I'm feeling down, I run to you. Like, you give me good love. Like, it's never given that. So let's sit Whitney aside, because the queen is the absolute reason why I feel the way I feel. It's this bitch. Patrick Houston. Patrick, your big back ass is starting to really blow me. No, you're right. You're starting to get on my nerves. Hold on, child, because I can't. Why in the fuck every time I turn around is a new Whitney Houston project or new Whitney Houston? Something being released by the estate. New this, new that. We don't need it. Hologram. I want to dance with you. Biopic. Girl, Pat, stop what you doing. Because right after Whitney died, you was the main bitch who signed Bobby Christina up for that reality show. You was the main bitch who got Bobby Christina killed. You was the main bitch who killed Whitney. I am not trustworthy of Pat Houston. I don't trust the bitch. I think that she's a setup queen. She's really living the vida loca off of Whitney's coin. She's living her life as Whitney Houston right now. Has all the access to her coins, her rights. And I do not like Patrick. So anytime something comes out about somebody doing something just like the Liz estate with Barry Hankerson, there's always a fucking culprit, because you're not even letting the dead live. You're not living out their will, their legacy, or their true testament of their life. Girl, I saw her. I slapped the shit out. If you want to watch the movie, watch. I will be boycotting the theater. Another thing I probably start boycotting is this Red Table Talk, because they starting to talk too damn much. Like, yeah, red means stop, and you need to stop what you're doing, Jada, at some point. And this time, it was actually Will talking about the openness of their marriage and things we had been new. It's like now that social media is a thing, everybody has to clear the air. Everybody has to get ahead of a meme. Baby, you're still a meme. We still know that y'all menage a trois and then Will you do the bending and Jada be pegging you and putting on getting the strap and taking you downtown and make you scream out her name and everybody else's name. But for you to come out and say you attracted to Holly Berry's and Misty Copeland's and whoever else we already know you did fuck, it's irrelevant to the fact that Jada got her pussy murdered by August out-seamed her. You don't understand. Did you see that print picture? Will, nothing you can say will come back from the fact that she fucked Tupac. And you're still at every time trying to one up her. And like if y'all have a relationship, just stop making it a competition. Like let it be. We respect y'all as one of the first Black lesbian couples in Hollywood who really paved the way for Alina Wave and Niecy Nash and Beyonce and Jay-Z. Like we don't really want to bash y'all, so to speak, but stop talking about shit we already know. Like, I want to know some new shit. I really want to know if you like if y'all fuck Queen Latifah. Like if y'all gonna talk. Like we want to know the real deal. Like if Dana be doing the bending or she be doing what we think she be doing. Because if everybody living it free and telling it like it is, then tell it like it is. Don't keep on repeating and regurgitating the gossip. Child, it's mutual agreement. But whatever. If y'all separated on entanglement, that's not my damn business. Prayers for the Smiths and prayers for Wendy. You already know how we feel about Wendy. It feels like every time we talk about her, we get somber because the bitch is not back yet. I'm ready to hit in. Like, where's the mess, the madness, the titties? Yeah, we need the drama. She keep on going on hiatus and pushing it back and back. Now it's October the 19th, 18th, whatever. No. It's my Wendy and I want it now. She says she's not ready to return for the health concerns. And they're saying that Nick Cannon may replace her. And I'm saying that I don't care how many babies he had. He cannot fill these shoes. Like these are some size 13s. Let's start there. And I just think it gets too heated and he can't pull out in time. He doesn't have what it takes. He really doesn't. He has an eye, but he's definitely missing the T-boo. Proceed with caution. Another person who should proceed with caution is Miss Mary J. Blige, who has been finally invited to the Super Bowl. Yes, a bitch. Baby, there's no need to tell you. Oh, let me not go off on the Mary right now because I would sit y'all asses down. The chicken is dressing wrapped up in a grind with tortilla, sweet chicken, hey, wrapped up in a great tortilla. Yes. Will be performing at the Super Bowl next to a whole lot of other rappers who we don't give a fuck about. It's like it's like a hodgepodge of mess. They have nothing to do with each other. I'm like, they're trying to do a West Coast thing. No, they're just trying to do a thing. And we really not going to complain when it comes to Mary Jane, because you can't do wrong with it. Just make sure you get our hits out the way. We have to hear Just Fine. I'm speaking for myself. We have to hit things like I was saying, happy. We want to get crunk with if you want to bring out Kim, I Can Love You with Slay the motherfucking house down, Boost Goddess. And I'm satisfied with anything we're gonna do because there's no hateration or holleration in this dancery when the queen takes stage. Say if y'all there, I'm there. Mary J. Blige takes Super Bowl 2022. They're so pressed. It seems like a lifetime away, but it'll be here. And another thing that'll be here is Keisha Cole's surgery. She has recently tweeted that she wants to get surgery on her face, her tits, and her ass. So the new mom took to Twitter about some mommy makeover work she wants to get done. Keisha Cole recently had a son, and she has a 6-year-old as well, and she wants to go under the knife. So my thoughts about Keisha Cole was always we like Keisha better when Keisha had the gap. Now, anybody who know us know the next part of this joke did not age well because we also said we liked Frankie when she had the crack, but no, we don't. Keisha Cole recently lost her mother Frankie to drug overdose, and we can tell how you can just want to, rejuvenate yourself, redo your body, and you don't feel attractive anymore. You're a single mom. But Keisha, bring back Keisha with the gap. Like, bring back Keisha with the yellow and strawberry and mustard hair. We love Keisha with the confidence. Keisha Cole really about to be out here selling fish plates shaped like Amber Rose. At this point, all those bodies look the same, Keisha, and I wouldn't do it if I was you, because you can easily call K Michelle or contact her home health nurse and ask about that pee bag she has attached to her hip where silicone was injected. This work ain't with it, really what it all cracked up to be. You can think you can get a BBL. I heard the shit is not safe either. Mamas, you cute. Then don't push it.